Indeed, exactly. I mean, it really has. I mean, there are obviously several reasons that you can probably point out, but I think the best one, probably the most valid one, is how exciting it is with this rivalry, between Max and Lewis. I think this has really, really revived the energy from, the fan base, no question. I mean, you can see that grandstands full of whichever, the colors of who is rooting for who. And from the standpoint of us, myself, even as a fan now, it's exciting to look forward to, every event. I mean, look at what really went on even right now in Brazil, and it's a nail biter right to the end. And again, in the States, you can see that they're having the best crowd they've had at Austin, for instance. That's significant as well. You could say, well, it's after the pandemic because, it didn't happen last year, or, many of the Formula One races that were run without spectators. So everybody had this pent up energy, to get back, to normal life and back enjoying, the things that we usually enjoy. But again, I think Formula One is really at a great place right now. You can see the demand for races. They have more races than they've ever had, breaking records in that respect, which in that sense, it puts an incredible burden on the teams because of the travel factor. You're not traveling, from one state to another like here. I mean, you're traveling from one continent to another. But anyway, all of that said, it's good stuff. And right now, just looking at the championship, looks like the game is on, right to the end. I think it's probably going to be right to the very last lap of the race in Abu Dhabi. So good, it's good. Well, you're right, Ludo, and I've been pushing the idea, to try to see that that would happen. I mean, we have a couple of, I think, good talents here that would fit in very well, and one in particular that I've been talking about, Colton Herta, who has been driving for my son Michael, but he drove Formula 4, with Lando Norris and individuals like that in Europe when he was like 15, 16 years old. So he's got some familiarity, but also what's important is he has the passion and the desire to be in Formula One. And quite honestly, to see what he has done so far at age 21 and won 6 races in IndyCar. And I think he had 6 or 9 poles. I mean, I'm just don't remember exactly, but the point I'm making, and he won every race on speed, not strategy, not fuel, not anything. It was pure speed. But but against the best that the IndyCar has to offer. So it's not to be overlooked, And again, I think for Formula One to have an America in there, it would be very valuable, promotion-wise. And so anyway, I hope it happens sooner than later, But the talents are there and ready to go, no question. Well, that's true, quite honestly. And I thought about that too, and especially, if my son were to, to buy one of the existing teams, certainly would not be a winning team at the moment. And so he would bring him there, except that you can always, sometimes you can see moments of brilliance, in someone. And he could probably, just maybe on his own earn, some curiosity from one of the top teams to have a test or something like that. But you know, right now it's so difficult to penetrate Formula One unless you know you have billions of dollars behind you, you know, which speaks very loudly, obviously. But again, pure talent, I think, still should have the opportunity, you know, to be sought out and try, because that's what it's all about. He really is trying, he'd like to be involved in Formula One in that fashion. And he, you know, it's very ambitious on his part, but there's nothing wrong by being ambitious, obviously. But again, we'll see what happens sooner or later. I mean, he's, you know, he's still, he will keep trying in the future. And I would love to see that, obviously, because that's what he wants. You know, motor racing is pure business for Michael, as you can see, all the disciplines that he's involved in. He just likes to just spread his wings, you know, to the top level now, you know. So I'm very proud of him, as you can imagine. And sooner or later, I think he will come up with some opportunity. He'll take advantage of some opportunity, and he'll be there. He's still young enough. Well, very likely, unless Colton would be obviously, you know, he would get a call from a meaningful team over there to try, you know, because, you know, Colton is staying as free as possible, you know, to be ready to go if the opportunity comes up. And Michael would not, I don't think that he would stand in his way, quite honestly.
Yeah.
No, it's never too much, quite honestly. And America is a big country, and of all the countries in the world, I think America, with the fan base that is here existing, it could host 3 Grand Prix. Now, whether logistically that would make sense for Formula One itself to have so many races, that's another story. But again, just the fact that they're going to have 2 races next year, that's awesome. That's very good. I mean, it's I think the fan base has always been underestimated, in my opinion, in America, but it's been asleep because you know, it's Formula One is like the Olympics of motorsports, and there's a lot of value in national pride, if you will. You know, how it is like even any Formula One driver that wins its own country Grand Prix, and all these things have value. And so the US obviously would like to be represented there. So, you know, having said that, to have 2 races, it will be obviously playing up to the desire of the American Formula One, obviously fans, but also by being in Miami, being on the southern part of the United States, big attraction for South America, where there's the Latino fans are just extremely, you know, obviously they're with Mexico, Brazil, you know, and throughout, you know, South America. So the proximity of Miami, how easy you can get there, is also great value, you know. And so I think Miami again is going to be a huge success again next year. So it's good stuff for us, you know, to be looking forward to that. Well, I think, you know, I think it should go to the West Coast, in my opinion, you know. And, you know, I know Las Vegas has been talked about, you know, because of the opulence of Las Vegas and what it has to offer and all that. Yeah, you know, it's great when there's not just a race, but a destination, you know, Las Vegas. You know, everybody would love to go to Las Vegas, you know, especially if there's a Grand Prix there, there's a lot to do. But here again, you got to look at logistics, but sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire. So that means maybe there's more than
we
just,
don't know yet.
more than just talk about it, you know, and we'll just have to wait and see. But from my standpoint, I think, again, the more the merrier, the more presence you have, the better it is, no question. I'm loving it. I'm just loving to see what these two great drivers are doing. Any rivalry brings out the best of any of the individuals involved. And we've seen this. I mean, we've seen Max just driving just beautifully, and then so Lewis as well. You know, so that's something that you know, every fan in sports, that's what you want to see, you know, just individuals and teams really, you know, just be able to perform under the utmost pressure and then come out with results. I mean, Lewis did a phenomenal job with all the penalties, everything going against him in Brazil. And then he comes away not just with points, he comes away with a win. So, you know, and now it's Max's turn to do his thing, you know. But even the way Max has performed, like at Coda, you know, in Austin, by just leading, you know, at a place where usually Mercedes has an advantage because of long straightaway, and he was able to defend and just be just solid and without the minimum, I mean, without any mistake whatsoever, you know, to lead that race. And even though there was no lead changes, it was really nail biting just to watch, because you could see how much pressure he was on and how, you know, he handled that perfectly. So again, these are, you know, anyone that appreciates what the sport is all about, you know, you're looking, you're witnessing the best the sport has to offer, no question. Yeah, you know what? Look what happened, you know, at other races. Look what happened at Silverstone, you know, and so I mean, at Silverstone was the other way around, but Max got the you know, he got crashed, you know, badly, and you know, so. But to be honest with you, at this level of the sport, unless it's something really, really flagrant that you could see, you know, okay, he did something dangerous that could really hurt someone, that's different, you know. But the hard racing, the way these two are, you know, as good talents as you will ever have, going at each other for the biggest prize, let them do it. Let them drive it. I was so happy that there was no penalty on that, you know, that you don't have any stewards deciding the world championship, because that could very well be, you know. And so, like I said, at this level, let these two guys deal with each other. And there's respect there, so they're not going to hurt each other, you know. So let them race. Let them race. I wish I could. I wish I had a real, you know, magic wand, you know, to know what's going to happen. And all I can say is game on, and it's very likely that it's going to be right to the very last lap of the very last race in Abu Dhabi. But honestly, it's going to be that tight, you know, because you know, they're both drivers have some great teams behind them, and capable of really arising to the occasion in every way. And so I think it's going to be a battle to the end. That's all I can say, and that's what we really want to see. That's what, as fans, that's what we're looking forward to. I had some rivalries, you know, with AJ Foyt in IndyCar and so forth, you know, with the best that there was there, and that's what makes you work harder. And it's someone that's better than you, and obviously that elevates your game. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing that two drivers that are pressed to the limit, and they're asked not to make any mistakes. Now, that's the ultimate you could ever ask for anyone in competitive sports. So, and we're witnessing this. And this is something going to be there for the ages, you know. Whoever wins this championship, you know, has really, really worked. I mean, and look at, you know, Max, you know, what he win 9 races, was a 9 pole position or something. And he's still fighting, you know, tooth and nail, you know, for points. He's got just merely, you know, less points than a win gives you, you know. So, like I said, the sport right now, I mean, the way it is now, it's very, you know, and from the standpoint of fans, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if it was a runaway, you figure, oh, okay, you know, like we've seen in the past, you know, the championship already pretty much decided, then you figure, okay, that's nice racing. But now it's just exactly, you could not design anything better than this. They both deserve it, of course. You know, obviously, as fans, you know, I think Lewis, you know, he's won 7, and that's fantastic. And I would like to see Max. Personally, I think Max deserves it mainly because he was cheated out of 3 races with, especially in Azerbaijan, I think, where the tire blew up, where he had a good commanding lead there, and he got no points at all. And, you know, he had some bad luck here that all in all, I think personally, up to this point, I mean, we look in his performance, he's the one that's the most deserving. But, you know, having said that, that's not the way the sport works. Sometimes it's a bit unfair.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think if he wins it, he's going to be an extremely popular winner for sure.